everybody. Good to see you. Welcome to Cohutta, Georgia. Now, we may have to change lens, but for the moment, we're going to go with this. We have NS leading a northbound locomotive 7545 up front, I understand from Todd and all of you. So we got action coming our way. We're here in downtown Cohutta. We are collecting waves. We got the huge, largest horn blast ever from the Cohutta Fire Department when they went by. But like I said, I think real quick, while y'all are looking back this way, we probably won't get a good view of the train because we're such magnification. I'm going to change lens on the other side while y'all just kind of hang out for 1 second. Okay, that's going to be much better. As y'all know, we have the new 3-cam system where we can look that way. I can be in it while we look that way, or I can see you guys looking at me, or you can just skip me altogether. So to start off, welcome to National Train Week. And what is National Train Week? It's a week that's set aside for the awareness of how the railroads formed the country, the economical impact, how it formed cities, towns, wide spots in the road, how we developed America and everything. And it started off, hey, there's another huge horn salute. All right. Thank you, Silver Tahoe. But National Train Day is a U.S. observance that celebrates the history, significance, and future of rail travel. Now get this, talking about rail travel, this event, or this set-aside week, was started by Amtrak in 2008, and it was traditionally held on the Saturday closest to May 10th. So that means this Saturday is National Train Day. And it's to commemorate the anniversary of Golden Spike and the completion of the first transcontinental railroad. Not only is the cell service bad here, my grammar's bad today. And so they proclaimed this week. Matter of fact, we had a proclamation that was presented to us on behalf of Train Week. By the city of Irondale. Like I said, it's not about a particular event, it's about the heritage of the rail lines. And in the case of Irondale, you know that city is incredibly impacted. So Amtrak officially sponsored it after 2015, and then rail fans and groups still mark it today in various ways. So here we are, National Train Week, working up to Saturday, different celebrations by museums and groups across the country. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I read some chat, I think from Alan, that we have NS370 headed our way. And for those of you on the chat, you probably read a joke there about, let me back up, I don't have to negotiate any shirts because and I don't know all the details, and it involves politics. And one thing that I work on very hard is staying uninvolved with politics. We've got rumbling from somewhere. Oh, here we go. those guys make me tired. Hey everybody, our train northbound led by NS, and I think that was 4535 if my memory's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Todd. And as our northbound goes up and around that corner, he is headed for the area that we call Dry Valley at the 25-mile post where there is a defect detector, and then he will go another 3 miles where he will end up at Control Point Long, where we were just the other day. Matter of fact, I think the other day was Sunday. Time comes and goes so quick, I have trouble keeping up. So it's good to see everybody, but like I said, as he goes around that bend, he makes a bend to the right, a bend to the left, heads on up to Control Point Long as he approaches Appleton. Once he's through Appleton, the state line's just up there as well. He'll go on up to Collegedale and then arrive in good old Ottawa, Tennessee, where the spooky water tower is, and stories of the old still there on what used to be a wide dirt path, and the tales of the bootleggers that used to work that area at night during the Prohibition years, working with the trains, and the bootleggers coming and going under the cover of darkness. And as you all know, that spot is one dark spot at night full of haunts because it's next to a massive, beautiful resting place for so many souls there at the Ottawa Cemetery. But it gets dark there at night. And for those of you first time here, we are on the Atlanta North District line, again in Cohutta, Georgia. And everybody, you feel free to hop on and help us out with the history there. There is the I line. Don't see very much train traffic on that line, as it goes up to Cleveland, Tennessee. Now, not unusual to hear about an MOW train that's going up there. Very, very, very amount of limited traffic, but it can be a very key and vital bypass point for Norfolk Southern. For those of you that remember back a while, when the train derailment occurred, the traffic that was supposed to go south, they would run up to Cleveland, make arrangements to turn that train and the locomotives there in Cleveland, and then proceed down this way during the week that it took to clean up those 3 locomotives and those rail cars that went off the line there in Collegedale by McKee Baking, where, if you've not seen it, that huge I-beam, and we have a video about it all. Thank goodness everybody was okay, but that huge I-beam with that driver sitting across the tracks at that crossing for that train that was headed southbound, northbound, southbound. I don't remember which way. Y'all help me. The direction of that train. But anyhow, the 3 locomotives derailed there at that point. And yeah, for all of those, I just got a note from Alan. For all of those of you that know Ed Pengler, his house is up that way in between those rail lines. And over there is the old red caboose that used to be out at Pater's Mill that they moved here. And I understand there's supposed to be building a little park here, and there's conversation, I understand, of having a viewing area here. But for rail fans, this is a wonderful, wonderful spot. Now, normally in the afternoon, you want to be over on the other side, particularly if you're doing pictures and stuff. But today, the overcast has come and gone so much. The huge, fluffy clouds coming and going with us have definitely kept us out of the sun quite a bit. So we went ahead and went on this side. We're in the old bank parking lot, which the bulk's still in. It was the Mayfield ice cream store, but they moved up over on the other side. So now it's just sitting empty next to the old church. Downtown, and we'll pan the area here a little bit, tell you a little bit more about Cohutta. But there's the red caboose that they moved here. Y'all probably remember a little while back, Crash spoke about it. They set a piece of rail, literally the distance of what those wheels are under there. I haven't been over there to look at it in any near or any recent time period, but it was literally hanging on there by fish string. So I hope they've got it anchored down better. Otherwise, we're going to take it up to Leanne's place, and it's going to be part of the old Dixie Depot. So, switch y'all back. There are some MOW cars sitting here. And our northbound that's headed up towards Long was led by NS 7545 and 4756. And 7545, as you all noticed, was an ES 44 DC. Catch up with y'all here on the chat. And we'll talk a little bit more about town. Hello, Drifter from the Hours. Good to see ya. Todd, as always, thank you for everything. And if y'all did not read the note from Todd, if you've not done it yet, now is the time. Oh, there goes the Sheriff's Department. We have police on site. If you all have not read the note from Todd, make sure you press, push, smash, or whatever choice you would like, the like button. It helps the channel immensely. And if you've not subscribed yet, now's the time to do so. That way in 5 minutes, you can chat with us as well, see all the interesting information. Kit, we survived the storms. A lot of it went, particularly for the office, which isn't too far from my house. A lot of the storm just went north of us. The folks north of us, boy, they had red and yellow and green and I don't know what all colors, but I hope everybody's family's okay and that all of y'all's houses and everything's okay. Whoa, did they ever get it to the north of us. They said we're going to be 69 today, and I think we might have got there, but it's a chilly 69. Hello, Chuck. Hello, Crash. How are you? And there goes our little front end loader excavator across the tracks. As y'all saw Crash's notes, we should not have much in the way of police intervention, as I understand, and again, I'm going to stay out of it. But apparently some decision by the mayor eliminated the police department. I have no idea, haven't read about it, and couldn't tell you the story, but supposedly I won't have to trade any shirts to get Tony out of trouble in this town anytime soon. Hello, Billy. I got your note. You're coming down to the Cowan Railfan Day on Friday night. Since that is Mrs. S's birthday, we'll be coming over on Saturday morning, or at least I will be coming over on Saturday morning. Alan, always good to see you. And be nice to those squirrels. They need to eat as well. And hi, Leanne. Good to see you. Let's see. Alan says, hey, guys. NS-188 headed our way with engine 4756 in the lead. But it sounds like there's a tree down somewhere between Waring and Cohutta. So they're watching out for it. So didn't hear that on the scanner, but tree alert, tree alert. Uh-oh, Alan, that means more of those squirrels are going to be headed to your house because they lost their home. Let's see, Alan, 188 would be northbound, is that correct? Got a little music playing there in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. Doesn't interfere and do the whole copyrighted thing since it's too late to undo all this. And we're not here for a real long time tonight, but we always try to come for a good time. Oh, double horn salute. Oh, they were all honking so much I missed what the scanner just said. But we do have the rail moment sign up. Got the horn salute sign up. For those you've not seen that, it's currently facing the crossing so that folks can see we need those horn salutes just as much as we do the train salutes. But Cohutta, just a little background about Cohutta, grew up as a railroad town. Now imagine that with the Atlanta North District going right through it. And was a commercial stop serving nearby farms. That's how this all kind of started here in Whitfield County. And the local tradition says it was first known as Shaker Egg. S-H-A-K-E-R-A-G, because people supposedly waved a rag to flag down the passing trains so they could get them to stop. So once upon a time, shake a rag. Shake a rag. We'll go with that. The town's development, it's a little bit of background, was tied to the rail line running between Cleveland, Tennessee and Dalton, Georgia, which made Cohutta a very important transitional transportation point for agriculture trade. And the name Cohutta, just in case you're wondering, how did we wake up one morning and say, is there a Mr. Cohutta and we'll name the town after him? No, it comes from the Cherokee language, and it means foggy weather. And this area is really, really rich in heritage going back to the Cherokees and their whole system of, they had a judicial system, a whole governmental system, if you will. The John Ross House, a lot of different things here. The Red Clay State Park, a lot of really cool things here to visit, kind of going back. Up! I'll see Ellen's Comet, NS 188 northbound here in Cohutta, Georgia. Check out the wrap. I think that said creep. Here comes the cat after it. 40 dogs, count them, 40 dogs. Oh, check out this great big long piece of art. Empty rail cars, you guys. Tempo. His friend must be locked up. Another horn salute from the crowd. How cool. Oh, Bag 71 Brains. You would ask, what lines are we on? We are on Norfolk Southern, trackside live, here in Cohutta, Cohutta, Georgia. And as you look to the right-hand side here, that is the eye line that's scarcely used, but it is the connection. And as we were just talking about the history of the railroad, where it connected Cleveland down to Dalton. Now about the only thing we see are MOW trains that go up. Someone told me somebody happened to get on this by accident. They had to reverse the train back to Cleveland. There's the old, for those of you just coming on, there's the old red caboose that used to be out at Prater's Mill and now located here. And here, where is here? Again, here is Cohutta, Georgia. So that way is looking up towards Cleveland. That way is following the line northward up towards Control Point Long, the state line, and then on to Collegedale, and on up to the exciting town of Ottawa. But as we were talking a little bit earlier before we had our northbound on 188, and how, again, the railroad, and since this is National Train Week, another example of exactly how trains and rail companies back then were the purpose or the reason that towns actually started. And folks wanted to ride, as we were talking, they'd wave the old red handkerchief to get the train to stop. Train ran back and forth between Cleveland and Dalton in the beginning, and then it became part of a larger system, and they started hauling agriculture out of this area. And as we were discussing, this was the last council grounds for the eastern band of the Cherokee Indians before the Trail of Tears began. And then moving forward to the 1920s, Cohutta at that time had a bank, believe it or not, it's still here, and the vault's still in it. And like I said, it used to be the ice cream store. Now it's just waiting for one of you to decide you need a small business in Cohutta. And a hotel was here, and the high school. And folks from Chattanooga would come down here seeking cooler weather. But then the high school burned in 1952, and it was not rebuilt. Roads improved, shoppers began coming nearby from cities like Dalton, and there's two great restaurants here, one of which is my favorite for both pizza and subs. That's the old Country General store here. They make the pizzas here, and they have and Crash will tell you, Crash, jump up here and you tell him, Crash has been here many, many times and real fan here. And they have the coolest bread. I don't know what it is. They bake it there. It's I don't know. It's special from San Francisco or something. I don't know. But it has the most incredible taste and this really cool crust across the top. Their sandwiches, their hoagies are just out of this world. And they got a front porch area with picnic tables where you can sit out, look right up here, and we'll do a little pan of the city here before long, and that'll give you a little bit of an idea. And you can sit there and have your sandwich, and they have more than just chips and stuff. They have sides and salads and what have you, and you can sit there and kind of watch the trains go by. Normally, any train zipping through here is 40 plus miles per hour, but since there is a conversation that there is a tree down, that has things slowed down, so we get a little extra time with the graffiti and incredible train art on everything that's going by. And then moving forward to modern day, it's kind of developed from a residential area into a big commercial expansion. There is a special note of interest here, there is a memorial park to those that served from the city of Cohutta, and it's just down the street about a block there at the park, and it is very, very nicely done. Make sure when you come to Cohutta, someplace in between getting some great food, getting some good train action, make sure you visit the park. It's easy to find. So while we're on that subject, we'll just kind of do a little pan of the area. Like I said, at this point, you've been looking northward. Oh, and don't forget, well, actually, you can't forget it unless I tell you, the fish hatchery is here. No, that doesn't mean that you can go catch dinner there. It just means that they raise the little fellows so that you get to eat there earlier. And the fish hatchery is a public name many people use for the Chattahoochee, and Crash, if I said that wrong, you let me know, but the Chattahoochee Forest National Fish Hatchery is just outside of town, and it's a trout hatchery and an education site that has been described as a public aquarium, and it operates under the University of Georgia's fishery program here in the Cohutta area. How cool is that? And looks like the historical part of that goes back to 1937 when the U.S. Forest Industry built the hatchery. And it's been there ever since, so kind of cool. So, lots and lots of history. Like I said, this is just a super pretty area. Anybody first time, let us know. I'm going to switch you back and we'll do a little tour of the town. Andy just got here. He said to tell y'all hello. Like I said, we do have music from either the Red Wolf. I think the Red Wolf is having music tonight. They have both an indoor and outdoor area. Great place for barbecue. I love their barbecue. But I'm a little partial to the sandwiches on the other side of the track. But there's a look to the north. And we have the signal towers for the eye line for the southbound traffic. And there's the gantry for the southbound NS traffic. NS is double tracked here. There is a siding off of the eye line, which we've seen MOW equipment sit here very frequently, and also on the other side where you see it today. And then the double gantry for southbound. X looking to the west. See a little sun across the rails. Like I said, it's been a very, very cloudy day, so we had a little sun. Normally we'd be over on the other side. Kind of a great area that we like to go to is right over here on the other side. This is normally where we go in the afternoon. There's actually a public road. It doesn't look very public, but there's a public road that goes along a little. If you got a clean car, don't bring it here and go down that road. But on the right-hand side of the tracks, you can go down, and then there's an area that they were talking about also turning it into a park right down on the corner. If you're rail fanning here, you get plenty of notice ahead of time. If I'm not yakking, you'll hear the horn on the northbounds before. And on the southbounds, as you saw, there's a super long approach, and there's a crossing just north of us. Oh, maybe a not even a mile from us, so you get plenty of notice for anything coming. And lots of spots here to park on both sides of the track. So I said Andy's visiting with us tonight. He pulled up a little bit ago. And then downtown Cohutta, there's the old Real Moment sign so everybody knows. Look at the new roof they put on this building for those of you who haven't been here. That used to have a whole lot of visqueen on it. But not anymore. We got a new tin roof. There's the post office. And that gray building with the white roof back there, that white TPO roof to reflect the sun, is the Cohutta General Store. Like I said, yum on the food. Here's the old bank. And Mayfield Ice Cream was in there, but they moved out and they're over by where the police department used to be, and over behind the Red Wolf Grill. And old church, cool thing, especially on Sunday. You can hear the church bells all through here. And yes, JB, I do believe it was chatter coming through this area. Todd said to tell you hello.
Hey, Todd.
And I said normally the time from Dalton up is really pretty quick. And kind of going back to that. Oh, check this out. Tinted windows. Whoa. There's the 3B services. Let's run uptown and have dinner. Look at that. Air conditioning, tinted windows, limousine tent. Hey, that's how you live, right? Hey, look, run the four-wheeler uptown. No way you're going to get stuck no matter what the weather is. Follow the double tracks. Like I said, the I line merges in right there in front of you. And as you travel on south, next stop, Marnell, Georgia. Just a quick jump down the road, probably about 10 train minutes, and then on down to Dalton, Georgia. Look, I can wave to you on the ground. That's how quick the shadows are happening tonight. Working out of production 6. Now if you come to Cohutta, depending on what cell service you have, don't be disappointed if you're going to be forced to relax, because cell service here is 7 shades of limited, let me tell you. We tried once upon a time going live, and the cell service we had at that point, we couldn't even get the signal across the street, and then we had to upgrade to another carrier, which at best was circular motion about every other 5 minutes. So then we went to the MiFi, but again, even with 3 times the antenna system on it, just doesn't do it here. So the only way to chat with y'all is satellite. And the satellite system is set up there on the top in that what do you want to call it, workbench of things going on. It's sitting on the orange lid from the pail that holds the electric fan. Well, I shouldn't say electric, but the battery fan that we carry, along with everything else that we carry. And then over here used to be a large storage facility. And in it was a whole bunch of really nice hotel furniture, mattresses and what have you were stored in the warehouse. And then about 3 a.m. one morning, if I understand the story correctly from Officer May, he said that the train reported flames in the warehouse building that used to sit there. Oh, there's an NS truck, y'all. Guess he's not going to stop and visit with us. Oh, but he is going to make a right-hand turn and hang out. Let's see where he's going, or if we get to see where he's going. Maybe he's going to go find that tree. Seems to me it might be easier to just hop on the rail and go, but maybe we have a southbound coming, but we'll just kind of see what's next on the train agenda here. And again, hope that music isn't loud enough to cause us a copyright scenario. We're going to probably hang out. He does. JB Productions, it's good to have you on tonight. Green Bean, what does a greaser do? Oh, they got their hard hats on. He's having him back up. I tell you what, I got just a plan for this. I'm going to give you back to the crossing here for a moment. All right, he's got him reversing there. Let's see what's on the agenda here.
See what the signals were, but I have to go way down there.
Yeah, you gotta go down about to where the orange derail is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Well, I'm gonna guess they're looking for our tree, and the plan to go that way didn't work. But while we've got this lens on, there you can see the big W. And follow the tracks northbound here on the Atlanta North District line. And way down there, you can see the W for that whistle for the corner, or for the crossing at the 20. as I said, that's kind of a really cool crossing down there. It's called Dry Valley Road, and there's a huge open field there. There's spots to park there. Not a whole lot of parking, but there is parking where you can pull off alongside the road and be safe on the side. But there's a bungalow there alongside the road, and in it is a radio that is on all the time, so you can hear the chatter of what's going on if you're there at the crossing. So kind of a cool spot, except the 25.0, and I said that is where the defect detector is. So in that bungalow, normally that radio's on, you can just kind of hear everything that's going on. But that's looking up towards the state line and Control Point Long, where we were earlier this week. And since they obviously are not going to be doing their tree work, we may have to switch back to the other lens, because if we get a train, you guys are literally going to see just the number board. Anybody have any questions about Cohutta? Please ask away. More than happy to tell you. And like I said, it is a really, really nice town. Super nice town. Everybody's always friendly here. And like I said, after dinner, ice cream store. Yo. Uh-oh. My doctor's calling. He heard the word ice cream out of me. And like I said, we were finishing up on the story about the fire. Whoa, we got horn salutes. Oh, how awesome. Thank you. Yeah, there's a big truck. But right over there is where the warehouse used to be, and now if you go on the other side of that, the street side, it is retail shops. There's the caboose. There's a caboose. And like I said, that complex where the Country Western store and some other shops are. So make sure you check it all out. And like I said, the ice cream store is right across the road. And what used to be the police department is right across the road. But at the moment, rumor has it, you won't need to negotiate any t-shirts to get out. I'm going to let you look at the crossing here. Oh, what's that? Let's see, what is that? One big fat black cat on the tracks. Beware, cat crossing. In reference to the conversation here, I'm going to reverse y'all back, and then I'm going to change out the lens. Talking about chasing 4501. 4501, unless things have changed, was supposed to debut in its new green colors this Saturday the 9th. That has been changed, and I don't think they have changed the date. They changed it to the 23rd. So to my knowledge, the debut of 4501 in green is still scheduled for May 23rd. this week, and I understand next week, and I could be wrong because there's 100 different stories floating around out there, but next week will also be 5,000. So Southern 5,000 will be taking the excursion down to Somerville this Saturday and next Saturday, and then we'll see the 4501 debut in its new colors, back to its historical past, on her rails, rolling around town. So I tell you what, I'm going to take you back to the crossing. We're going to go ahead and switch out lens, but rather than just black you out totally, give you, and you can see the our sign there by the road. So y'all stay out of trouble for a moment, and I'm going to leave you watching the crossing. Now that's about, let's see if I can get y'all switched around fast enough here. Another set of horn salutes from the fire department here. Thanks, you guys. He's following the Whitfield Police, excuse me, Sheriff's Department. The fire department is located just up a block and then to the left a block. They have a beautiful facility. We'll see them make a left turn. There they go. They must have had lunch uptown. Well, I don't know how long it's supposed to take, but I understand the last, and you guys correct me if anybody knows anything more current, because as busy as Job 1 has been recently, I could be behind on the times. Todd, Crash, anybody? To my knowledge, 4501 will be on the rails the 23rd of this month, headed to Somerville. Anybody know what we've got coming north or southbound? We're going to try and squeeze one more in tonight before we wrap it up. I'm going to catch up with y'all here. Yep, that's where I go in the afternoons normally, but it's so gloomy. You know, you get so much, especially with the down here. So I set up here, and the clouds are coming and going, but the clouds are getting less now. But you get such a nice shot down that way.
You're right about the sulfur.
Oh, it's awful. Oh, it's horrible. haven't heard much out of Tony. Today is his NASCAR event day. Hey again. Today is Tony's NASCAR event. As you all have been over the last couple weeks, you know just how excited Tony has been about that. So I'm sure Tony is having the time of his life over there by Todd. And don't forget, everybody, mark your calendars right now. May 16th, Rail Fan Day in Cowan, Tennessee. Vince is going to be there from Iron Rail Cam. So if you guys ever wanted to know how much and what it takes to run a rail cam and how difficult it is and all the technology that's needed to make it work, keep it running, and the expense, you can get educational lessons on. Let's do this one. That way you can see what's going on at the crossing. Okay, back with you guys here. But again, this week was Tony's time with the NASCAR guys, and then this coming, the 16th of May, another weekend from now, we will get to see Vince with Iron Rail Cams. If you're not checked out Iron Rail Cams, make sure you do. You've got his camera there, or their cameras. I think they're up to 6 or 7 now. Todd, you put it in the chat. You can help me with the list. Or everybody jump in, help me with that list of the different, but I do know he has got a really, really cool camera set up as one of their many that looks over the Tennessee River where the walking bridge, which is an old rail trestle, is, and right next to it is the current Chattanooga subline that splits right there and goes on up to Stevenson, goes on over to Stevenson, and that railroad bridge comes across there at Bridgeport. Beautiful, beautiful depot there. Lots of viewing areas. Squaxie Valley Railroad's there, local line. A little short line is there. And then after that, take a shot up to Stevenson where NS splits to the left. And literally, the depot splits the two lines, and it goes on up, and NS to the left off to Memphis, and CSX to the right on up to Cowan, where we will all be. And Vince is cooking for us. We're going to have hot dogs, rail moments, bringing drinks, and I'm not sure what else Vince is bringing. We'll have some tents set up. And the Railroad Museum, Collin Railroad Museum, is actually now open again for the season. Brian and his group, just phenomenal. And there is a podcast that Casey did with Brian there at the Collin Railroad Museum. Hey, if you haven't ever watched that, get an idea, check it out, but make plans to be with us all day on that Saturday, the 16th of May. Or we're just going to have a good time, hang out, and talk about trains and life and what have you. And the cement plant is back in functioning there again, and they just put a connection point on and a small rail yard there for the cement plant where CSX will be doing the switching in and out. And those of you that aren't familiar, that is the Pusher District. So study up on that. Up. We got a train number just called, so it sounds like we have something here in the area. But as I was saying, the Pusher District, there are 2 CSX locomotives there ready to roll, running 24 hours a day, every day, to push up and over the mountain and through the tunnel there at the top. All right, let me get you all switched back. Get me out of your picture. Let's listen for that train. Hey, another horn salute. Thank you. There it is. Does it ever? Oh, what's that? What is that, you guys? Oh, it's large, green, and has teeth, I guess. I'm not really sure. There's a little message for y'all. quite all the way there, but I'm way better than I was. Ooh, that was rough.
I was out at Bootleggers and I saw you were here.
I love climbing. They're so peaceful.
It can be hours sometimes, or it can just be one after the other. At least with Bootleggers, you get the second track choice for Cohutta. But if it's a slow night, it's fucking brutal. Like Sunday morning, it's really cool because the church bells are ringing all the time. It's really awesome. Are you going to Cowan on the 16th?
I believe so.
You know, as long as I've been doing this, I've never caught a train on the island.
Ones that you pass when you come on the way here. I saw when I crossed over the crossing. I saw a train waiting on the siding. I don't know
That way or that way?
going that way.
Yeah, because that's the 25 is right around that corner, and that's where Dry Valley is, and that's where the defect detector is. And then 3 miles up is Long at the 22.
I see. Was that the
And-
place you were telling me about that?
That's where the bull is. At that crossing, huge open field, kind of like this. It's fabulous sun shooting pictures, especially on a train when you saw it. And the bungalow has a radio that you can hear. Hear the planes take. They hear everything that's going on. They have it on all the time, so it's always on.
That's a bit long.
Yeah, next crossing up. The next Dry Valley. I think it's actually Dry Valley Road.
Yeah.
And it's the next crossing around that corner.
Hey everybody, we're going to go ahead and start that 15-minute countdown here in downtown Cohutta. And just to help you all out a little bit, just to make sure, to clarify with Togg's notes, or to help you all with Togg's notes, I'm going to switch back to the track. That is looking northbound, and when a train leaves here on the Atlanta North District, that train that we just saw traveling north will go to Control Point Long, which is there at Appleton, as it crosses over the state line, and then it goes up to Collegedale, Ottawa, makes the bend then on the joint line on into and past TVRM. So the northbound trains from here will pass the TVRM camera, assuming that there's nothing facing them and slowing them down, because this does go from double track to single track once you get up at the 22 mile post, about 3¼ miles, 3½ miles from here. So, but if they don't get held up, about 40 minutes from now you'll see that train pass from right to left the TVRM cam, and then either go on into the Chattanooga yard, or there at Citico Junction go north up the CNO and TP, or on the pass-through line and on over to Mississippi, Alabama, and all the rest of the areas right there where Coffey's Cliff is. And for the trains coming from that way, going right to left here on our screen, this will take them down to Varnell, Dalton, and then off to Rome, and obviously down to Atlanta. So that's our crossing here in downtown Cohutta. Here comes the coolest ride ever. Y'all need one of these in y'all's garage. Everybody needs one of those.
Oh. Are we live in Cohutta?
We are live in Cohutta. Here, I'll zoom you right in. You can say hi to anybody you want to say hi to.
Hey! Ain't no place like Cohutta.
Did y'all hear that? No place like Cohutta. Look at that. It's like a cab service. You just walk it along, you get picked up, and off you go.
That's right.
Everybody in. We're taking off.
We're taking off. We're train hunting.
Well, you guys have a fantastic town to do that in.
Yes, we do. We love trains.
This will go into our library. When you get home, you guys can see yourself in the library on Real Moments.
Real moment.
Yep.
I'll look it up.
Bye, you guys. Have a good evening. You don't need to lift home in Cohutta. Just stick your thumb out and somebody will just come along and pick you up. How cool is that? It is an incredibly friendly town. I love coming here. We were just talking about that, Andy and I, just a second ago. And next thing you know, catch a ride. You all saw the fire department go by with a huge horn salute for us. So, like I said, we are on our 15-minute countdown. It is 8:04 Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to wind it up at 8:15 unless one of you knows for sure there is a train close by. And I'm going to take a real quick short hike to the north and check the signals here on the other side. You guys keep an ear open for anything coming up from Dalton. Well, we got the big truck out to pick up the tree, I guess, if we find it. Our high railer is going to continue south. So, haven't heard on the scanner what's up or not up, but there goes the Bagby Farms truck, B-A-G-B-Y. So I'm guessing we've got the large truck out if we have to put it on the rails. And again, this is my guessing. No one's official guess here. As you can see, it's starting to get a little dark, but earlier there was a report of a tree down someplace here in the area. So I'm going to guess high rail's checking out everything, and we've got the big truck ready to go. If we've got to throw her up on the rails and run down and pick that truck up, or pick up that tree and throw it up in that truck. Chainsaw's probably ready. Another exciting day here in Cohutta, Georgia, where rail fanning is like buying Cracker Jacks. And we've talked about this so many times. You buy the box, you know there's a surprise, you just have no idea what that surprise is until you get far enough down in the box, and then woo, there it is. And tonight, our tree is maybe, or our surprise is maybe a tree down somewhere. Yeah, you're right, Todd. He needs to get off, because as long as he's on, we're not going to have a train. All right, anybody trackside close to us? See if we're going to squeeze one more in. All right, JB Productions, in case y'all do not have the chat on, let's do this out of me. We have a request from JB Productions 13. JB Productions 13. That's like jelly bean. JB Productions 13. He wants y'all to know his latest train video is out, and it is called Rail Fanning Near Atlanta, with a UP locomotive at Irondale as the thumbnail. So, y'all check that out. And like Todd just said, make sure you have smashed that like button. If you haven't, there's still time. Do it now, do it quick, but make sure you do it. Todd, I'll catch back up with you on the chat. JB, there you go. Everybody mark that calendar, May 16th. Cowan, Tennessee, for Railfan Day. Vince with Iron Rail Cam is going to be there with us. And Brian from the Railroad Museum, and everybody else. Jared, president of the group. And just so y'all know how important this is, the Cowan Railroad Museum is not owned by the city of Cowan. So they depend on the Railfan community and visitors, and I think it's the Mountain Goat Trail, if I'm not mistaken, is about to be completed. It's going to come down into Cowan, Tennessee. So for those of you, and there's a hotel, the Franklin House in downtown, a boutique hotel in downtown Cowan, Tennessee, I found out. And we're going to be staying there on Saturday night in downtown Cowan. I cannot wait. We have a 2-bedroom, street access room, and I'm really excited. And we're going to have, we found a new restaurant when we were there last time. It features Greek and Mediterranean food right next to the Mexican restaurant. So, boy, you got whatever you want to eat. It's a great town. They're in the Pusher District on the Cumberland Plateau. Somebody going home from work and all their equipment in there. As our big truck sits still for a moment. And yes, JB brought up the conversation about shirts. There are shirts while they last. Size and quantities are limited, but there are Cowan Railfan Day shirts that will be there that morning or be available that morning from Rail Moments. So get there early. Oh, our truck's rolling. Let's see where he's headed. You're leaving when? Saturday? Sunday?
Sunday morning. Sunday morning, I'll probably come home Wednesday.
All right, I'll probably see you.
If not, have a safe trip. Yeah, probably. Spend lots of money with your family. I'll probably spend money on that.
Andy's going to do the train dance for y'all. He said tell everybody good night. Like I said, it's getting dark very, very quick here, but oh, there's a power notification. And y'all saw a note earlier and we had talked about a railroad greaser or flange oiler lubricator is a trackside device that applies lubricant to the inside edge. There goes Andy, everybody, y'all wave. Applies lubricant to the inside edge of the rails, primarily on sharp curves, to reduce friction, noise, and wear between the wheel flanges and the rail. These systems protect infrastructure through though too many grease applications can reduce traction. So, you got to get the grease amount just right, or you're going to have a traction problem. A little bit of grease do you, too much of grease get you. Thanks, Alan. Whoa, Billy, that dinner looks good. Woo! Now I'm hungry. There's no better shirt on the planet than a Rail Moment shirt. You can take it trackside. If you get lost, they can find you. Training staff can see to give those sought after horn salutes. They can see you waving. So it's always a good day when you've got a Rail Moment shirt on. And if you go to Cowan, Tennessee on the 16th, there'll be more Rail Fan Day shirts, along with Iron Rail Cam, and downtown, the Franklin House Hotel. Brian's going to have the museum open for us. Jared, the president of the organization, will be there. So many cool things. Get on your calendar now and put it down. And Billy, stop sending those food pictures. Billy, I think you're right. I don't think your cardiologist would have agreed with that dinner selection for you tonight. So, the good news is I'm not going to call him. Every now and then, you deserve to spoil yourself. Now, every day isn't when you should do it, but I got to tell you the truth, Billy. So you shared the non-cardiologist dinner choice with me. I got weak this morning and had a donut. I'm going to tell on myself. And Billy, I thought about you having one of them great dinners you always show me and how yummy and everything. It's like, this donut's for Billy. I'm just going to say that you were my mentor and you led me into that. Gotta have a donut. So we were bad together today. We got to be good tomorrow. I got news for you. As long as the power holds out, because we are running off the satellite and the external power source, we do have green light southbound. So since we have not caught a southbound yet tonight, although it is getting dark really, really quick, we can squeeze one in. But like I said, we are running off of the power pack, the Milwaukee power pack that we carry to run the satellite system, because there's no cell system here at all and nothing that would carry a signal to broadcast, and all the equipment and etc. that it takes to get you guys a picture of quality with sound and all those kind of cool things. So we're going to go ahead and go back trackside. We're going to do the, like I said, try and squeeze in one more. We are fast running out of daylight. As soon as that train's gone, we will be off to the next crossing, which is home. As far as I know, and you guys correct me, Crash, Todd, Alan, I know you guys all keep up with the weather here in the area, that I think we're good to go tomorrow. If everything goes right, I think we'll be out of the office at noon or 1 tomorrow, and we get a couple hours in trackside. Don't forget, it's Mother's Day this weekend. So today is May 7th of 2026, and after today, or after this show's done, it will go into the Trackside Library on the Rail Moments YouTube page, and it's probably video number 607 in the Trackside Live group. So for the moment, we'll watch the crossing. I'm going to stay quiet for a little bit. I know y'all are tired of hearing me. And we'll take a look at the sunset, watch the crossing, and we're going to listen for our southbound. We'll hear him at least a mile out. And there's a little bit of our sunset. Like I said, hopefully we're not picking up that sound and we don't get an issue with copyright. And we are hoping to catch our southbounder. Where we do currently have a green light. Anybody have any updates on our tree down? Let us know. Anybody have any updates? Let us know as we wait on our last southbound train of the night here on the Atlanta North District, Norfolk Southern Lines. Let's see if we hear that horn coming. Y'all saw that note from Crash, especially in the morning up to about noon. Come around that corner, headed this way. There are some fantastic shots to make here. But don't take my word for it, Crash will tell you. Also, Crash does have a channel, check it out. See some of his pictures and videos. Look at those clouds. Let's see if I can get the clouds for y'all. crash, you will absolutely love it here in the morning. Where we are, right just in this spot or right on the other side of the eye-line signals, right there or right here. Beautiful. A southbound coming at you, full light. It's just like being over at Dry Valley Road. I mean, it is an incredible layout here. And the pictures just unbelievably beautiful. Our southbound needs to hurry up because we are fast running out of light. And we are doing a little packing. We're going to kind of try and listen. Hopefully that music is faint enough that it does not end up causing a problem for us. But sometimes it happens. We are listening for our southbound train here in downtown Cohutta, for those of you just joining here at the crossing. We've seen the Sheriff's Department at least 6 times tonight. I guess they want to make sure there's a presence, since apparently, rumor has it, there is no longer a Cohutta Police Department. Say, hey, we're going to turn this off. The moment I hit end stream, we will have our train. So we're going to threaten to turn it off, see if that speeds up our train. But we are winding down very, very quickly as it gets dark in a hurry here in Cohutta, Georgia. Well, we're going to go ahead and put the sign up that says horn salutes needed. Actually, horn salutes wanted. Todd's doing a quick croc dance for us. For those of you not familiar with this is where Todd tells Patches train dance time. And Todd gets the famous crocs on. If we have, the street lights are coming on. And if we have Tara on, she gets hers on. And they do this magical rail moments croc dance that hopefully gets that next train out and onto the screen before we run out of time. For us, Todd, by the time that eastbound gets here, it'll be really good and dark. Y'all are gonna be y'all are gonna have the campfire going for that one. Hello, Eugene. We are all doing fantastic. It's been a beautiful, beautiful night. Todd, as far as I know, we haven't had any signal interruption. Satellite has been functioning just perfectly. The new camera system set up for the Mevo from Logitech, from my end, seems to be okay. But you guys tell me, how has it looked from your end? The other day we looked a little washed out, but because it's so dark at home, woo! We got a woo from the car, and we gave him a woo back. Just a wee bit of that stuff, okay. I haven't been overly watching the monitors because I've had one kind in my hand most of the time and what have you, yakking with you guys, so long as we only had a wee bit on this cloudy day, then I'm not disappointed with that. I'll take that all day long. Well, everybody, let's see, it is 8:50. We're going to be dark here, so we're going to give it 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and start our 10-minute countdown to finishing up here in Cohutta at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exactly 10 minutes from now. As we await a green signal southbound from right over here on this gantry. Right up there is where our green is. is that magic moment here in Cohutta, where we spin back towards the track and call it a night. So everybody, from Casey and Ray and I, thanks for being with us here on Rail Moments. A special, huge thank you to all of you for being part of tonight's show. And don't forget, as Todd said, smash that like button. And Todd, a huge thank you to you for everything you do and for all the help tonight and all of you keeping track of the trains and everything. So, y'all, make sure you tell the one you love how much they mean to you. Don't forget Mother's Day this Sunday and Cowan Railfan Day May 16th. And we will see you back trackside tomorrow on Friday if everything goes right. So, y'all, hit it now. This is where you say, we will see you at, that's right, the next crossing. Bye, y'all.